Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yo, what's good, original crew, man? We're back. Hey, we got rappers who could have easily prevented their downfall. Which is true with a lot of really when you look at a lot of things now, it's a lot of actors out there too that I feel like could have prevented their downfall. It's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? This could be switch out the first word. You can go through every. You know what I'm saying? Like it's plenty of people. You got R&B singers who, bro. Only if y'all like back in the 60s, the 50s, 60s, 70s. A lot of like y'all favorite artists had a lot of drug addictions, man. So
yeah, that is true.
Dang, that would be crazy. That would be going down like a rabbit hole. But hey, man, before we get into it, make sure you check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go, man. You want the first part, you have to do is check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's video,
knock it with a thumbs up.
I would highly appreciate it, man. But hey, let's check it out. Let's see what rappers we got on the docket today. I see the first one is 6ix9ine. Could 6ix9ine have prevented his downfall? I'll say this with 6ix9ine. It was foreseen. Because a lot of connections he made wasn't genuine. And it was more because of how money. Anytime you have relationships that aren't genuine and they're 100% built off money, it's going to be some messiness behind it. So.
Yeah.
A successful rap career is extremely hard to obtain, yet very easy to destroy. One mistake, one bad album, one tweet could start a ripple effect that leads a rapper to fade into irrelevance. Today we are going to look at the stories of rappers whose careers dwindled for reasons they likely could have prevented, starting with superstar Pride, a rapper who had the fastest and most ironic rise and fall of all.
Is that the one from Mississippi that killed somebody?
His face looks so familiar. I mean, of course he gonna tell us, but his face looks familiar.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, ain't this that one dude?
Many of you heard Superstar Pride briefly in 2023 when his song Painting Pictures went viral. However, it wasn't necessarily viral for the song, but rather his obscure mullet-style haircut. The crazy part about this track is that it was originally uploaded in 2020 and went unnoticed.
And mama, don't worry, you raised the...
Then 2 years later, when he uploaded the live mic performance video to Painting Pictures, it also fell on deaf ears. It wasn't until 5 months after the music video dropped, February of 2023, that Pride casually created a TikTok, posted the music video snippet, and it blew up. The first clip he posted got 10 million views. The second one did over 40 million views. Bro got the Sonic haircut. Bro looked like he got screamed at. Bro's haircut was 50% off. Nobody was talking about the song, just his hair. Then a viral trend emerged of people imitating his video with something ridiculous taped to the back of their head, which could not be outdone when someone managed to get an entire airplane strapped to their head. The opening line, "Mama, don't worry," was also getting stuck in people's heads, which led to the song amassing 160 million streams on Spotify and over 30 million on YouTube. Painting Pictures shot up to number 25 on the Billboard Hot 100, and every major label got into a bidding war trying to sign him, but he sided with Steve Stout and his independent structured music label, United Masters.
And he wanted like $5 million from a label. And when they didn't give him $5 million, they were offering him $3 million. He's like, if it ain't 5, I'm not signing it. I'm like, what?
Pride let his ego get the best of him, refusing $3 million for wanting $5 million. 3 weeks after refusing the record deal, he was arrested for murder.
A Mississippi rapper is charged with murder.
I didn't know it was like the
Maybe.
time frame of everything.
Maybe he had committed the murder before he got... And so he knew how much bail money he need. That's why he was adamant about the 5 and not the 3. He like, the 3 ain't gonna get me out if I get caught now. I need that 5.
Like, I mean, you never know. But if not, the timeline, I never knew that. I didn't know
he
that.
closer to him, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, damn, I ain't know you was that close up.
That's crazy, man.
Multnomah County. 20-year-old Kadarius Pride, known as Superstar Pride.
The victim, Marcus Wheatley, was Pride's barber, likely responsible for his signature hairstyle. Wheatley's grandmother said Pride stormed into their house and gunned him down in the backyard. Currently, Pride is being held without bond and doesn't have a trial set. Nobody knows what happened or why it happened. But a rapper going viral for his ridiculous haircut in February, then allegedly murdering his barber a few months later after denying $3 million is the most insane self-sabotage I have ever seen. And if you thought Pride's story was a poetically ironic...
That's insane.
The
Who
craziest shit I ever
Who going
heard.
out? Like,
Not, man, you don't never hear no, like, not the barber,
your
bro.
right?
You never hear, like, you can't be mad about the
And you
haircut.
come to the
if
house and like, come on.
it gotta be more. It gotta be more.
It's
to
definitely
story.
deeper than that.
Gotta
man.
be some kind of relationship, like.
Is it over money?
I'm saying, like, they gotta have some type of deeper relationship
Than just you, my barber. Yeah.
It gotta be like relative or something like that.
I
like,
doubt it, man. I doubt it. Cause is that his
no, I ain't
mama?
gonna say doubt. I'm gonna say it's more to the story than.
I'm talking about as far as being relatives.
She could be. She probably just didn't
Okay,
put it
well
out
maybe
there.
so, but that's crazy. That's crazy.
Or some kind of, they got some type of connection beyond just a barber.
It's
because you ain't running down on your barber unless you're nah.
Meet that man over no haircut.
Nah.
form of self-sabotage, meet Chance the Rapper, who once famously said, "I met Kanye West, I am never going to fail," but still managed to fail. Chance the Rapper's 2013 mixtape, Acid Rap, was universally praised by hip-hop fans. His raspy voice and sprinkle of soul combined with his youthful, positive energy made this project a masterpiece. Tracks like Cocoa Butter Kisses and Favorite Song have aged like fine wine. But Chance was in no rush to capitalize on his buzz. He worked on his next mixtape for 3 years. He had the whole city of Chicago rooting for him and garnered support from the biggest artists in the world, including Kanye West, who featured Chance on his 2016 album, The Life of Pablo. Chance's part on Ultralight Beam is one of the biggest highlights of the project. Coloring Book was his 2016 mixtape that served as the perfect follow-up to Acid Rap. Chance's cadence, soulful lyrics, and euphoric beat selection was unlike anyone else in hip-hop at the time, especially on tracks No Problem and All We Got. He earned a Grammy for Best New Artist, and some people even believed he could give Drake a run for his money, but then he blew it. Starting with a track called Groceries, a corny TikTok song that was heavily marketed on Triller to capitalize on the "Whoa" dance craze. The song went viral, but when fans criticized it on Twitter, his responses would put a nasty stain on his reputation. People have different tastes and that's fine, but the way you're talking to fans who have been with you since 10 days is disappointing, and that ego reflects in the quality of your newest music. Eat it. You are a spoiled child who thinks artists are making music for you. I never intended for you to find or like anything I made. If I knew you existed, I would have tried my hardest to keep you from being able to enjoy it. Now go eat it again.
He sound like me in the comments. Hey, that is me all the way, bruh. Somebody here said something about some police shit. Please. He just read it.
Yeah, I'm just reading it again in my head.
Like somebody on the back of the channel talking about some.
Well, not in my head.
I'll subscribe to you once you get. I'm like, please don't subscribe. Please don't watch another video.
Because I just don't want that type of
please.
energy over here. You know what I'm
please
saying?
never come over here ever again, because I'm not here to please you at all. Your one self is not important to me. Like,
and people have to understand, like, okay, everyone is not going to gravitate to everyone. That's cool. You can keep your comments to yourself.
Like, you know how crazy it is for one person to want things to be catered for their liking. Mm-hmm. When you got multiple millions of people who are out here watching, I have to do me, and hopefully people gravitate to me for what I deliver. Not one person.
Right.
Chance over and over again told the fan to eat it. This interaction was a far cry from the positive and wholesome Chance the Rapper fans loved. Then he dropped his debut album, The Big Day, on July 26, 2019. The Big Day was a reference to his wedding day, which he was planning during the creation of this album. Chance mentions his wife and family over 20 times on the record, which became a huge meme. And while his intentions were pure, the album simply was not good.
I am genuinely feeling like a strong 0 on this record.
Fans hated the project as well, and were quick to let him know. On Twitter, Chance would block anyone who poked fun at him or said anything negative about the album. With the influx of hate, he responded with extreme measures. I'm getting this crazy feeling that people want me to end it. These desperate tweets combined with his lazy album would lead to him canceling his 32-city arena tour, saying that he was instead going to focus on spending time with his family, which again sounds understandable, but it was a lie. The tour was actually canceled due to, quote, historically low ticket sales. According to his now ex-manager Pat Corcoran, Chance fired his manager, then blamed him for fan disappointment in the big day and underwhelming fan support for its associated tour. Corcoran would go on to file a lawsuit in November of 2020 against Chance the Rapper for breach of contract, stating that he is owed over $2.5 million in reimbursed expenses for supporting and promoting Chance's career, an additional $3 million for unpaid commissions, and 15% of Chance's net profit across all business earnings. The lawsuit also revealed that Chance started working on his album in February of 2019, which was only 5 months before it was released. His manager knew there was not enough time for the creative process that was involved in releasing an album. Chance's recording efforts were compromised by unproductive and undisciplined studio sessions, procrastination, and lackadaisical effort, which explains why there are terrible lyrics throughout this record. If you blink it, you might miss it. You gotta click it or tick it. Life is short as a midget, but mine's a little LeBron. And how could we forget
Peanut butter jelly with a baseball bat. Peanut butter jelly with a peanut butter jelly. Y'all ain't ready for the jelly, it'll break y'all back.
Chance let his own ego squander his career. He couldn't just admit that he made his fans wait 3 years for a bad album that was rushed out in 5 months, and the way he responded to them on Twitter was just childish. From here, all his hype died. On the other hand, if he stepped out of the limelight to genuinely focus on his family, that's respectable. Maybe that's something we should celebrate rather than see as a downfall.
True.
But Chance wasn't the only rapper whose Twitter fingers started their downfall.
But I say this, could Chance make? I do feel like Chance could make a comeback.
Yeah.
Out of all these artists, reason why, it's just one album out of how many that y'all didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Even though his catalog is not that big, it's only a small dosage that majority of people don't like. Right. Now, it's some people who actually enjoy it because my thing is the album represented a moment of time that he was in.
Right.
It didn't and that's the artistry is you showing me where you were in that time period.
Right.
Now I understand you gave 3 years and you took 5. Maybe they just like other humans as well. They need a break too. So, but also don't rush and just throw us anything and expect us to just consume it.
And I feel like with like true like preparation, like dedication to like wanting to put out a good album, I feel like he definitely could make a comeback. I'm pretty sure he has a nice core fan base that would be happy to like for him to like drop a dope album. Yeah. So
only thing I'll say is this is like you said, the right preparation behind it. With that album, I think if you had told us like took a year and made the album with that same moment of time, and it could have been on the same vibe, but with more thought process behind it. It could have been a better album.
5 months,
5 months is a rush.
That's a rush. That's throwing some shit together.
That's a mixtape shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But he started off as a mixtape.
And that's cool.
But as you start developing as an artist, it takes more to go behind it. So yeah.
And just 5 months.
In the case of OG Maco, he pretty much forced everyone to hate him because of his tweets. In 2014, OG Maco had a ton of momentum after his song You Guessed It went viral on Vine. This track was unlike anything we had ever heard at the time. Before mumble rap took over, we had OG Maco screaming insane ad-libs over the most simplistic hard-hitting trap beat. He had a darker, more rock-like aesthetic and even called himself not a rapper, but a rock star. The song reached number 90 on the Billboard Hot 100, and he could even be credited with inspiring many rappers after him. It definitely inspired Keith Ape, who just released a track called Itji Ma that sounded suspiciously similar. Just listen to them at the same time. OG Maco tweeted, "I'm aware of the Koreans that mocked me and took my sauce. I'm not impressed. I'm not inspired. I think it's kinda lame. To each his own." Maco even accused Beyonce of stealing from him in her 7-Eleven music video. If you look at them side by side, he may have a point, but Maco was developing a reputation of a bitter, egotistical rapper who complains on the internet. He
been came out and said something, but because he was even mad at QC about his label, and he was like he was Lil Yachty before Lil Yachty, but he felt as though they decided to. I don't want to just say it without like I don't want to misquote, but he was like he was Lil Yachty before Lil Yachty, but then when Lil Yachty came around, because Lil Yachty was more cleaner image than he was, they decided to like. I might be misquoting, but I'm very sure I'm gonna have to go back and re-reference that. But it was some early interviews before he went through. Now him as an artist, I don't think he could be able to make a comeback.
Yeah.
Because of a lot of other things he's going through, and I'm like, all right, it might. But I think he also should learn to kind of play. Sometimes artists also need to learn how to play the background. Sometimes. Because it's still money. Like, it's still money in the background.
Everyone wants to be the face. Like sometimes taking a back seat and just like doing like the background.
As Neo.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's the dream. The dream came out. Already wrote hits. Came out. Said, all right, I'm finna go back behind. And still making money. It's a lot of them.
It's a lot.
He took shots at his collaborators and label mates, the Migos. Maco felt the need to tell everyone that Skippa da Flippa invented the dab dance that the Migos were using in the song Pipe It Up, to which the Migos replied, "The Flippa man is Migo family. OG Maco, let's see you set a trend." Then Maco said, "Half the rap game has already bit one of my flows or ad-libs. Let me see them album sales." Meanwhile, OG Maco has never had a gold album, let alone the dozens of platinum records the Migos have. Then he went after Lil Uzi when XXL tweeted, "Lil Uzi is rap's newest rock star." He tweeted, "Dudes don't just become rock stars. Somebody gotta show you the way. Stop playing with my name," with a picture of Uzi at an OG Maco show on stage behind him. Then Academics said, "You paved the way for Uzi?" Then Maco replied with dozens of tweets over the next hour trying to explain why he is so influential and Uzi was stealing his sauce. He also randomly took shots at Future. "I love Future, but I also understand Future has destroyed countless lives by making it cool to be a drug addict. People looking up to loser attitudes because this generation is afraid to strive for anything. It's y'all's fault all this lame ass shit is possible." Again, he may have a point here, but fans replied to Maco calling him a hypocrite since he raps about the same stuff. But Maco claimed he was dumbing down his music to blow up. "You guessed it, was not luck. It wasn't an accident. I made the dumbest song I possibly could on a beat full of bass and knew it would blow. I manipulated over 40 million minds and counting based on the exact same principles that I'm preaching. Who's more qualified to say this?" Now, Maco has always made more conscious, focused music with substantial lyrics.
Like Jason, Michael, Freddie, and Idi Amin. After your civil syllable war, niggas should have been prepped before.
But a lot of his music was just mediocre, boring trap.
Get the cat, get the cat. Get the bag, get the bag. Ay, get the cat, get the cat.
Also, if he claims to be such a genius, why wasn't he able to do it again? During his brief moment of popularity, Maco consistently released music on SoundCloud, but nothing sounded anywhere near as innovative, fun, or interesting as you guessed it. His downfall was easily due to dissing rappers for absolutely no reason, non-stop complaining on Twitter, and trying so hard to take credit for the success of anyone else. Was he an innovator? Absolutely. But he spent too much time talking about how influential he was on Twitter rather than trying to create a legacy to maintain his career. But what happens when the
Bruh, oh, what a time when that joint dropped, though. The bitch, then you hit the OG Bobby Johnson. Hey, OG, hey.
That was a good time.
Bro, the times, the parties, everything, the life was just perfect that time, bro. It's just everything. OG, then bitch, yes. Woo! You's right, bruh. But it is true, bro. Like, but my thing is, 9 times out of 10, if he tried to follow up with another hit behind a hit like that, it would sound very similar to that same hit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like an artist I told you, what was it, the day before yesterday? I let you hear 2 songs, and I was like, do they not sound very similar? And you were trying to guess the other song that they sampled. You still don't remember. But it's a song I used to listen to all the time, and I was like, now I let you listen to it the other day. I said, don't this song sound familiar to this? And you was like, I said, because he has put out other music, but his music sounds, that is not good. So he's trying to chase another hit. But, oh my God, you suck. You suck, bruh. Watch this, y'all. She gonna be like, oh!
Oh, I forgot we had that conversation.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
and a rapper blows up is the same exact reason why they had a downfall. On July 26th, 2016, just a few weeks after his 16th birthday, SoundCloud rapper Tay-K and 5 others conspired to rob a 17-year-old drug dealer, Zachary Belote. The crew broke into the house around 10 p.m., and the robbery went wrong, which led to the drug dealer's friend and roommate, Ethan Walker, being fatally shot. Tay-K admitted during the police interrogation that he was not the shooter, but was there looking for drugs and money. He had been released from custody pending the trial and was placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor. For the next 7 months, Tay-K sat in his room, making music, releasing it on SoundCloud, and built up a following. With no money for a lawyer and quickly approaching the hearing for the murder, Tay-K infamously tweeted that he was tired of house arrest and the police were going to have to hunt him down. While on the run from the police, Tay-K was very active on social media. Fans posted pictures and videos of him in public. But Tay-K and his friends were desperate for money. He robbed a 65-year-old man named Skip Pepe at gunpoint in Arlington's Craven Park. He then attempted to rob a cameraman named Mark Anthony Saldivar in a Chick-fil-A parking lot. Mark began screaming for help as he tried to escape. Then Tay-K hit him with the car before getting out, fatally shooting him and driving off. San Antonio police connected Tay-K to the murder due to surveillance footage and posted wanted signs around the city. Tay-K saw this as a marketing opportunity, posting pictures and videos with the wanted sign. He then dropped a song called The Race on SoundCloud, which essentially told the story of him being a fugitive, robbing and killing people while on the run from the police. After filming and releasing the music video to The Race, Tay-K was captured by U.S. Marshals in Elizabeth, New Jersey. The shockingly true story led to the 17-year-old exploding in virality. The Race secured hundreds of millions of views on YouTube, reached number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100, and hashtag Free Tay-K became a movement supported by some of the biggest rappers in the game. He even signed a $700,000 record deal, but none of it mattered because he was behind bars. And in 2019, he was given a 55-year sentence after being found guilty of murder and 3 counts of aggravated robbery. Obviously, Tay-K's downfall could have been prevented if he simply did not commit these heinous acts. But as bad as it sounds, none of us would even know about him if he didn't actually rob and murder people, then make songs about it while mocking the police on the run from the law. Rap fans glamorize this type of behavior because the music is, a lot of the time, violent and derogatory. So if you're gonna rap about it, fans want you to be about it. But the fans won't be the ones sitting.
But that's a problem too, cause fans a lot of times.
I was talking about.
What you finna say?
No, I went back twice, but I was trying to go back.
A lot of times, I say this. A lot of times, fans want to live a lifestyle through the music because they honestly can't fathom seeing themselves living that lifestyle. So they want to be able to visually see it through your music.
Yeah.
Because if they had to pick and choose what they actually want to live, the lifestyle you live,
no.
Hell no. Majority of them, bro. And then they try to put on this persona, act like they about their life. And then when that life really comes up to them, bro, they're going to be the main one, break down, tell, cry. I want my mama type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why everybody want to be tough and in the hood and gangster or from the hood or from the struggle.
I grew up with Roach.
Like from the struggle. Like that's weird to me. I'm like
man, like, hey, coming from the struggle. It ain't hey, because everybody's struggle is different when you say I have a struggle. A lot of people don't know about not having running water in the house, you know what I'm saying? Not having a bathroom to actually go piss and shit in, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's levels to all the struggles, but at the end of the day, sometimes I listen to the music and I'm just like, hey, damn, that's wild. But I'll be like, I can kind of relate and I can understand, put myself in the understanding mindset of it, but I'm like, I still subconsciously know that it's wrong. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these people are just so overwhelmed, they glamorize it because they like it's like a movie to them. And these people are actually living real lives.
It is like a movie to them. Everything's a game. It's a movie. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like...
But y'all know these people like
really
losing their lives, right?
Live your good life and be happy. Like, ain't shit glamorous about
go listen
none
to
of this stuff
that... Be happy.
Oh, I thought we were singing that. Every little thing is gonna be right.
We all off.
derogatory. So if you're gonna rap about it, fans want you to be about it. But the fans won't be the ones sitting in the jail cell. Pooh Shiesty is an example of someone who was heavily rewarded for his violent music. His song Back in Blood, featuring Lil Durk, was essentially a song about killing your enemies. This track would reach number 37 on the Billboard Hot 100 and secured himself as a promising new talent in hip-hop. But at this peak of his new career, he got arrested. Pooh Shiesty and his crew were at the King of Diamonds strip club in Miami, Florida. Allegedly, Shiesty had money taken from him, which led to major commotion in the club. Security acted accordingly and escorted Pooh Shiesty out of the club, but he forced his way back into the club and accidentally fired a handgun at a working security guard. Pooh Shiesty turned himself in on June 8, 2021, and had his hearing the following day, where he would be denied bond. He would later be sentenced to 5 years and 3 months in prison on April 20th, 2022. He could have easily just left the club and let others go handle the money situation, but maybe he felt the need to live up to his Back in Blood lyrics. I got my own fire, don't need security in the club. If you haven't noticed, rappers and shootings seem to be a very common trend that leads to their downfall. Tory Lanez is no different.
Nah, he's just trying to take Memphis on the road with him. I'm telling you, bro, like, hey, certain cities, you gotta, like, once you understand these people, where they come from, certain cities, bro, like, them folks, they try to take the city with them wherever they go. And I'm like, hey, Miami ain't Memphis, bro. And you in a different limelight now. Oh, yeah. Now, if you were still in Memphis, a casual Joe, doing something like that, you might can get away with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we all, hey, if you around the area, you know, hey, you might can go in the club and shoot somebody in the club and get away with it. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know this now. But that was his downfall. He was still being Memphis while being a celebrity. And once you became a celebrity, certain things you do, you can't do no more. You know what I'm saying? And he was young. That's the reason why I would be like, when young people come from nothing and they get that money and fame, it's like so negative behind it. Because you tell me I grew up off of food stamps and then I make a hit song, now I got multi-millions. I ain't gonna know how to live life with that amount of money. Especially when I'm still doing the same shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I ain't gonna be in no damn club shooting at folks.
But what I'm saying is, if last week I was still in the club shooting at it, turn it up, doing the same shit. Just because I done got rich, it don't mean I'm gonna stop.
I feel you. No. I feel you. For if you was already living that life,
And that's
whatever,
what I'm saying.
or in that life, or in that environment.
That's all I'm saying.
However, many people still question if he is actually guilty of being the shooter. In 2020, Tory Lanez was at the peak of his career. His feature on Jack Harlow's What's Poppin' reached number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 while objectively being the best verse. His album, The New Toronto 3, debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. He broke the record for the most live viewers in an Instagram Live during his quarantine radio show during the pandemic. However, on July 12, 2020, he was arrested on a felony gun charge while out with Megan Thee Stallion after attending a small party at Kylie Jenner's house. The public was also informed that Megan had cut her foot on broken glass. Then 3 days later, she changed her story to say that she was shot in the foot. Then 1 month later, she said this.
Yes, this nigga Tory shot me. You shot me. And you got your publicists and your people going to these blogs lying and shit. Stop lying.
Social media immediately took Megan's side. Tory remained silent about the allegations, but responded with lyrics on his album Daystar. How the fuck you get shot in your foot and don't hit no bones or tendons? How the fuck your team is trying to paint me as a whole menace? Delusional, like how that 1942 from Kylie House still got you talking crazy, as well as also rapping about why he hasn't been nearly as vocal as Meg. Think I'm finna talk about an open case for some likes? Tory Lanez was charged with 1 count of assault with a semi-automatic firearm and 1 count of carrying a loaded unregistered firearm in October of 2020. Although Tory claimed he was being blackballed by the music industry, his career continued to thrive. He released 4 albums independently, which would all garner hundreds of millions of streams. He received praise from LeBron James as well as dozens of other mainstream acts. Fans believed if it wasn't for this case, he would have been toe-to-toe with the biggest rappers in the game. But once we finally got the information from this trial, we would end up with more questions than answers. On July 12, 2020, Tory Lanez, his bodyguard Megan Thee Stallion, and her friend Kelsey Harris were attending a small gathering at Kylie Jenner's house. Megan testified that she lied to the police about the glass, lied to doctors, and basically lied about the entire situation out of fear. Her news story was pretty
I I ain't. But how can you lie to a doctor about what's in your foot? Can't the doctor actually go on your foot?
I guess initially when they come in, they ask like, "Hey, like, what's going on? What's the problem?"
But the doctors would have said.
And then later on, they I guess will find out. But initially when they come in, they always ask you like, "Hey, But I guess like, I don't know. I don't know. Wasn't there?
He in jail, so
yeah. I don't know.
She said that they had an argument. She exited the car. Tory leaned out of the passenger side door, said, "Dance, bitch," and shot her from 25 feet away in the back of the foot. Then Tory ran up to her apologizing, and she got back into the car so they could give her a ride home. The cops arrived when the neighbors reported the gunshots. Tory chose not to testify and defend himself, which he would later regret. Kelsey, Meg's friend, testified that Tory was trying to hook up with Kylie Jenner, and Meg tried to convince him to leave the house. Meg was upset that Tory didn't want to leave, so she got into the car with Kelsey and drove almost all the way home before realizing she forgot her slipper and went back to Kylie's. They grabbed Tory the second time after Kylie allegedly told them to leave. In the car is when Tory admitted that he and Megan had been in a romantic relationship. Kelsey was shocked because Megan was the one who hooked up Tory and Kelsey in the first place. Kelsey also admitted that this was not the first time Meg had backdoored her when it came to men. Now we have a love triangle. And this is how the argument started. But Kelsey pleaded the fifth when it came to speaking about anything regarding the gun or shooting. The government offered her immunity, so she couldn't be charged with any crime even if she admitted to it. She still refused to speak. There was one witness, Sean Kelly, who saw the altercation from his balcony after being awoken by the arguing. Sean said he witnessed Kelsey get out from the back seat, open the front passenger door, and start physically fighting Megan in the front seat. He also said that the muzzle flash from the gun was closest to Kelsey. Much of his testimony was ignored because he couldn't identify the people by name since it was dark. He only said big man, small man, and 2 women. Nobody admitted to hearing the words dance bitch besides Megan. There was gunshot residue on Kelsey's hands and Tory's hands. Also after this night, Kelsey and Megan stopped being friends after being best friends for 7 years. When Tory was initially jailed, he called Kelsey and apologized multiple times to her. "I know she's probably never ever gonna talk to me ever again, but bruh, I just want you to know, I was just so drunk. I don't even know what was going on. I'd never do some shit like that. Regardless, that's not going to make anything right, and that's not going to make my actions right. But I'm deeply sorry for that. I never even moved like that at all." People speculated Tory was apologizing for sleeping with both of the women and causing chaos. Others see this as an obvious admission of shooting the gun. Some people think it was Kelsey who was angry and shot Megan. Some people think Megan was the one who accidentally shot her own foot. Some people think that Kelsey pleading the fifth was her attempt to try to save both of them. But at the end of the day, the jury decided he was guilty, and because of that, Tory was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Hell yeah, with the crust on it. Hey, I'll just say this when it comes down to Daystar and that whole Megan case. At the end of the day, I still feel like we don't know the 100% truth. I ain't saying who innocent, I ain't saying who guilty. But I don't think we know the full 100% truth of the whole situation that night. I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm not saying he's guilty. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying there's more to the story, and the whole story was not told. Mm-hmm. If you are any kind of educated beyond just a simple, basic knowledge, you go and you can logically go into deep thought and analytical breakdown of some things. You'll know it's more to the story than what was told or what's been out there. So, because ain't no way one person shoot a gun with 2 people got gun residue in their hand. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
And ain't nobody gonna fall out of no friendship if I ain't, we done fell out. We done did the nigga thing a couple times. We can mend.
Yeah.
But it's something deeper than a guy that's gonna ruin a friendship. But hey, who knows? Hey, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Wasn't there.
Yeah, wasn't there. So I just can. I don't know. I can't give it.
It's mind my business. I don't know.
I know. I do know something. I ain't shoot it. I do know that. I wasn't there. You wasn't there either. So hey, shut up. With that being said, man, like I'll say this: a lot of times, a lot of things can always be prevented. Like to be real, if somebody like you not being able to finish a test, it's a reason why you can't. You should have studied longer. that could have prevented you from not being able to pay. Like, there's always a cause and effect for everything that you do in life. Maybe you party too much, and you know what I'm saying. You woke up late for that job, you lost the job because you came in. So it's always a cause and effect, no matter what you're doing in life.
Always.
So everything can be prevented.
Yeah, anything
You know what I'm saying?
can.
But when it comes down to downfalls, he ain't even talking on 6ix9ine, did he? Hell no.
No.
How you gonna have 6ix9ine pictures? But I think 6ix9ine situation could have been prevented too. I think from the jump, I like with his career, I wish he kind of had just tried to stay his original path and just grow organically instead of trying to build false relationships with people to help boost your career. If it's meant for you, it will always be you if you just follow your
And that's
path.
my thing. When a lot of people, like, if you go be whatever game you're trying to play or do, if it's music, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, just stay the course. Do whatever it is that you're trying to do. Stay out the way. Stay out the antics. Stay
There's
out
no
the
cheat codes in life.
Yeah.
Or shortcuts.
Or
That's
shortcuts.
what I mean.
Just do the music. Make sure it's good. Like, put your all into it. Whatever it is that you need to do. And stay out the way. Like, you don't have to be doing all the rah-rah and the antics. And this for everybody on the list. Yeah. But whatever the case may be. But of all the people, me personally, I feel like
Chance is the only
most
one that
definitely
could
have a
comeback.
A comeback.
Yeah, out of all of them. Well, Daystar might too, though.
But I'm not speaking on him for the right now.
Yeah.
He got
he
10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
If they, with good behavior, 6 or 7, whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah. But not speaking on him per se, I don't know what that's gonna do. Yeah. But the people that could right now at this moment, definitely Chance. Yeah. Chance, I don't know where he at mentally, but yeah. And
that's the thing. He might be like Andre 3000. I ain't got nothing to rap about. And put out an instrumental. Flute.
Better get on game, okay?
Hey, that man smart.
Better get on game.
You gotta be smart, man.
Yeah.
But hey, spam us up. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts down below. But as always, I do go by the name DJ Nicky. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Had to go and get it. Ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar.